So this is a screenshot from the website of Yajnadevam, uh, who runs this site induscript.net, and he claims to have deciphered the Indus Valley civilization seals, the inscriptions. And he has been in the news, especially in the right-wing media, and popular on the with the right-wing people on the internet over the last couple of months, because especially because he claims that the script used by IVC people is Sanskrit. So let's just see what he has done. So we'll just consider just one of the script, the very first script that he mentions in his paper or in his website. By the way, his paper is on, I think, ResearchGate, so you can download and read it. So this is the first script, and this is the seal or the tablet. This is a very small thing, so it's like a seal or a little stamp which is named M314, and it has these 4 lines. It is read from starting from here, left to right, right to left. So this is the beginning, and it's read like this. This is the beginning of this line and read like this. So let's see. So this very first symbol with this spoked wheel kind of a character is Ra, according to Yajnadevam or Bharat Rao. So this second symbol, there is this small apostrophe kind of a symbol here, this one, which doesn't look like a character. It can be some marker or some separator or something, but he considered it as associated with sound va, so let's stick with that. And then there are these 3 fish symbols. So all the fish, there are a dozen variants of the fish symbol, and all the fish symbol he associates with sound ma. So here it is. So but in the decryption he has done, he has flipped ma to sound here. So the first 2 fish symbols here, instead of writing it ma, he has made it so for whatever reason he has flipped the sound. It's not ma, but in the code he has given it's ma, but when he's practically doing it, he sometimes he flips it. Then there is this arrow kind of a thing which is associated with sound na. So this first line has these sounds according to him, Yajnadevam: Ra, Va, Ma, 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 Na. So if we stick with all these symbols he has shown from his paper, so this is what we get. So we can maybe without putting any space, we can just simply read as Ravamana. So this mama can be considered as ma. It produces a sound like this Ravamana. So that's the simplest way we can possibly read this. But he puts some spaces in between. That's not well defined or properly defined. The logic he has not explained, like how he put the spaces in between and where he puts. But here he has split it as Rava, and these 2 are flipped. Amam, Rava, Amam, Mana. So that's what he is reading, but I think it should be simply read as Rava Mana. That's what it means if we stick with these sounds shown here. Then moving on to the next line. So most of the other researchers who look into this Indus Valley script, they consider this as a single character or a single symbol. It has some extra decorations, but it is considered as a single symbol. But Yajnadevam is considering as composed of 3 different symbols. So the first, these dashed lines here, he considers it as belonging to this set of symbols, set of sounds. It can be associated with any of these 4 sounds: sa, sha, sha, ha. Then this a kind of a symbol in the middle is associated with ka. So possibly this is the only symbol where only seal where this character appears, or maybe one or two more. It's a very rare symbol. uh, s- um, so the other dashed lines here, these are also sa, sha, shaha, one of the sounds from sa, sha, saha. Then this is the symbol. It can have two possible sounds, an or uh, then this one is associated with the sound ra, and then again this symbol, same as this, it has two sounds, an or So overall, so these are the sounds here. So the first symbol has these three distinct sounds: sa, sha, ha. This is only one ka. Then this has three sounds: sa, sha, ha. This has two sounds: an or and the last one also has two sounds: an or So overall, there are 36 possibilities: 3 into 3 into 2 into 2. If we just look at the sounds and without any spaces, if we consider, there are 36 possibilities for this line. And he has read it as this one he has taken as sa, then this one he has taken as sha. So this ka and sha he mixes up and he reads as ksha. These two parts he reads as ksha, ka plus sha. So this symbol he reads as saksha. And then with this symbol, instead of using this an on sound, he has flipped it again, like this ma sound he has flipped to this an sound he has flipped to na here again, and he reads this, and for the last one he has taken from this set. So he reads this as sakshanaram. Sakshanaram. For whatever reason he has done that flips and introduce the space, but if we do not introduce any space, we can maybe read this as Haksanrana. So we are also flipped this sound. We could read it as un, but we can also flip because he has flipped, so Haksanrana. So instead of un sound here, we can use na sound. So this will be ha, ka, sa, an, ra, na. So Haksan Rana. We can read, I mean, there are 36 possibilities or even more possibilities with the flips and the spaces. So this is one of the possibilities we can have. Then in the last line, so this symbol is associated with sound ja. This has two possibilities, tha or ta. This has la. And this whole thing with the man and kind of a bow and arrow symbol, this whole thing is has two sounds associated with possible sounds, da or da. Then this is ra, this is also ra. So why would I mean, if it is ra, you could have they could have just repeated the same symbol, right? And why would they use two different symbols for the same sound in the same inscription side by side? Here also we could have had just one simple fish symbol instead of all these extra decorations here. We can just simple ma ma ma, just one simple fish symbol should be okay. But whatever. So this is also ra, this is also ra, and this is another unique symbol. Maybe it's in one or two other seals, and this he has taken maybe close to this kind of symbol and associated with this sa, sha, shaha group, but it could as well be associated with maybe this na kind of a symbol here or some other symbol here. So whatever he has associated with this set of sounds, so let's use that. So if we take those, so here also there are how many, 2 into 2 into 3, 12 set of possibilities, of which he has taken as jatala dara raha, but we could as well read it as jatala darrasa. this RR, the rasa. So so these are the possible. I mean, from the given set of symbols that he has taken, these are also possible. If there is no logic, why we should pick one over the other, except when he is looking up the dictionary and he is very particular what kind of sounds he want or what kind of a meaning he want. Basically, he wants to fit all these inscriptions to Sanskrit verses which are either glorifying some god or praying to some god or something like that. He is possibly trying to force fit those kinds of this prayer or glorification of god kind of meanings to this. So he is doing all these kinds of flips and introducing spaces and picking one particular sound from this, say, set sa or sha or whatever, in order to force fit those kinds of meanings. There is no other possible logic that I find. So even without all these spaces, if we just consider all this, there are three here. We have not considered four because the three distinct sounds are there: sa, sha, ha, tha and ta, da and da and da. If we consider all this, there are 432 possibilities. This is like 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 2 into 2. So there are 432 possibilities, and there are exponentially more possibilities with respect to putting the spaces wherever he feels like, or wherever we think that makes sense. So that freedom is there. So so that increases the number of possibility. Plus he's also doing these flips. This ma has been flipped as and this un sound has been flipped as na. So this is the un sound. He starts with here associated with this symbol, but he flips it to na. So with all these flips and the spaces and already present possibilities here, it may have thousands of possibilities. So with such freedom to choose the sounds and the meanings, maybe we can fit in any language with this technique, any language into this script, maybe even Kannada also or Tamil also or whatever. And moreover, with these thousands of symbols, it will take a really long time. It has been assumed that these stamps or seals are primarily used for business transactions or those kinds of things, or for storing some grains in a storage, a godown or something. So for that, in order to just decipher what's written here, the guy may take weeks. Without pen and paper, he may get confused also. And with a computer it may be easy. It can run through all these possibilities, look up on a dictionary and assign a meaning, but practically it's almost it's not a practical thing for a person to do it quickly. So apart from these so basically these are the things that gives these multiple possibilities. There is one bunch of symbols associated with 4 different sounds. So for example, there are a bunch of symbols which are associated with 2 different, but these are very close. This is ba and pa, or this is ba and bha, this is cha and cha. So here they really don't matter, the sounds are very close, so we can maybe it doesn't create much confusion. But here there are distinct sounds: sa, sha, ha, da and da, ta and ta. So this will create confusion, and here an or us or aha. So this can totally give a completely different meaning. So having a lot of possibilities, thousands of possibilities for each inscription is one problem. But that won't be a problem if we can find a unique meaning, dictionary meaning. We can still work with that. But there may be cases where there may be multiple possible words with well-defined meaning. For example, if somebody wants to write satya, which means truth, he can either write like this or use many of these possibilities instead of sa. So this is sa, This is also sa. So instead of this, he can use all the symbols for, and same for ta and ya also. So for example, ta, he can use any of these symbols, and for ya, he can use any of these symbols. We can use. So so there are multiple ways of writing this satya. So and when we write in these multiple ways, somebody can come and read it as hatya, because sa and ha have the same bunch of symbols associated with it. So instead of satya, which means truth, somebody can read it as hatya, which means murder. So there is a confusion. There can be many possible words with well-defined meaning for the same set of symbols. For the same set of symbol here, it can either be read as satya or hatya. So similarly, this ta can be read as ta, because this ta and ta have the same bunch of symbols associated with it. So they can read it, instead of satya, they can read it as satya and or hatya. So this means hut. Hut means stubborn. So hut can be written as like this, and someone can come and read it as shat. Instead of hut, he can read it as shat. So hut will mean stubborn, but shat will mean 100 or a century. So like this, there are multiple meaningful words that are possible for the same set of symbols. And also we won't need any outsider like a Persian to flip the sound from Sindhu to Hindu. With this kind of a writing system, if some guy within the IVC cities, he writes Sindhu, some other guy within the same city can maybe read it as Hindu. And if someone writes it as Hindu, somebody else vice versa can read it as Hindu. Similarly, if somebody writes script which he intends to mean samsara, which means world, somebody else can come and read it as samhara, which means carnage, and vice versa. So there can be a lot of confusion because of this. So overall, because of the lot of possibilities, and also within those possibilities multiple possible meaningful words, because of these two conditions primarily, we can say that this is a very sloppy decipherment by Yajnadevam. Thank you.